Ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, fellow students, good morning and do accept our utmost gratitude for joining us today. We have gathered here to address some pressing issues that are affecting our student community. As the leadership of the National Union of Ghana Students, it is our duty to advocate for the welfare and right of Ghanaian students, both home and abroad. Today, we focus on two major concerns: the student loan trust fund issues and the unpaid stipends of Ghanaian students studying abroad, specifically Morocco as we speak. Our notice and general oversight function have been drawn to the fact that Ghanaian students studying in Morocco on various government scholarships are facing dire conditions. This unfortunate situation is due to the non-payment of their stipends for about 10 months. On Monday, 24th May 2024, Ghanaian students took to the streets of Rabat, Morocco, to complain about their unpaid stipend, which is consequently having ravaging effect on their lives. This has subsequently been reported by Ghana Web, and we challenge all stakeholders doubting veracity to endeavor an authentication exercise. This situation is extremely alarming and unacceptable. Ghanaian students, whom our country undoubtedly has a duty to protect, are on the verge of being evicted from their accommodations, struggling to renew their residence permit, and are unable to obtain basic needs such as foods and even sanitary products. The inability to purchase sanitary pads in the case of our female students is beyond degrading and dehumanizing. It is reprehensible and goes against the principles set out in Article 26, subsection 2 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which declares that education shall be directed to the full development of human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights. NUGS has reached out to some of these students and they have indicated or confirmed these distressing claims. What further exacerbates the dilemma is another reportage to NUGS in regard to Ghanaian students of the 2022-2024 cohort in Serbia. In their case, it is asserted that they have not received their stipends for 12 months. NUGS are yet to obtain all the facts, but urge all stakeholders to consider the situation of the aforementioned group as well. It is with further regrettable note that despite the public outcry, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Scholarship Secretariat, and all other agencies has failed to respond to this urgent matter. That in all aspects, spheres, and scope, as a matter of urgency, NUGS has engagement with the Minister for Education, Honorable Dr. Yawse Duchum, and the Chief of Staff, Ms. Akosua Fremont Opare, at the late hours of yesterday, 28th of May 2024. In our meeting with them, they've assured that they are going to take practicable measures in finding lasting solutions to this particular matter. The National Union of Ghana Students, which is the mother umbrella which stands in for all students, today want to state it clearly and emphatic to all students out there and even the media and all government agencies that we are worried as Ghanaian students in this country. We can't fathom why our students have been sponsored to go out there to study, but yet the necessary prerequisite requirement to keep them going has become yet problematic. Our students would have to beg on their knees before they get their rights of being funded with the necessary funds to keep them going in their various jurisdictions. One worrying thing that affects us, that makes us weep, is when just common funds to even purchase sanitary pads has become very problematic in our country. Preceding to this press conference, we've met the stakeholders, we've engaged the Minister for Education, we've engaged the Chief of Staff who have assured us that they are going to take practicable measures in ensuring that this particular issue is solved. But on all these things, one of the key things we wanted to expect, or we were expecting from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and all other agencies, Scholarship Secretariat, was just a letter to assure Ghanaian students in Morocco, to assure Ghanaian students in Hungary, to assure Ghanaian students in India that they are going to put temporary measures to solve this particular challenge. One of the worrying issues has been the fact that upon consistent engagement with the consulate, with a consistent engagement with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we've not heard any substantive message of assurance to Ghanaian students. As the biggest advocating body in Ghana, we want to state emphatically that we are worried and perturbed by the happening. We put ourselves in the shoes of our students in the diaspora, and I ask myself, or we ask ourselves, what would have been our end point if we had found ourselves in this tight moment and we sit back and we cry? We are hearing the calls each and every time from our colleagues in other diaspora who are all complaining. It's happening in Cuba. It's happening in Hungary. It's happening in UK and other jurisdictions. This can't continue. We are on this press conference pleading with all stakeholders. We are pleading with the Chief of Staff. We are pleading with the Ministry of Finance. We are pleading with all stakeholders, the consulate, to quickly find a fast-tracked way of solving this particular issue. Because our students are dying out there. Most of them who are not working left the shores of Ghana to go and study and then come back to Ghana to support our country develop. One unfortunate thing is that most of our students go out there and don't come back any longer. Why? Because of the challenges they go through in schooling out there. We want our country to be very better, but it will be very good when we resource the young ones in this country. But if it happens that we assure these ones to go out there to go and study, and at the end of the day, the necessary resources to keep them going is not coming, it becomes a worrying issue at the student front. So I want to send a strong message to all governmental organizations, send this message to the Ministry of Finance, send this message to the Scholarship Secretariat, send this message to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to take a quick action in solving this particular challenge. Ghanaian students are dying. Ghanaian students are literally kneeling. We are begging to get funds to keep on going. And we signed on this scholarship agreement. There were terms and conditions that we were going to be giving stipends to keep us going, to go get new knowledge to come develop our country. We go there and those stipends are not coming. As the president of the National Union of Ghana Student Colleague, with my colleague executive, want to state it clearly and emphatic that we are worried as young people in this country. We are pleading that the necessary actions be taken as soon as possible to solve this challenge. Our Ghanaian students in the diaspora are dying. Our Ghanaian students in Morocco, our Ghanaian students in Benin, our Ghanaian students in Togo, our Ghanaian students in Cuba, our Ghanaian students in Hungary, our Ghanaian students in India, our Ghanaian students in UK are suffering and are crying out. So we are pleading that the necessary actions be taken in solving this particular challenge. The next key thing we are looking at is the Student Loan Trust Fund. It is an irrefutable fact that the Student Loan Trust Fund is a critical lifeline for many students in Ghana. It has quite unfortunately come to NUGS notice that there have been numerous complaints regarding delays in the disbursement of loans and the high compounding interest. These issues have placed undue financial burdens on students, which hamper their academic progress and overall well-being. NUGS has engaged the Student Loan Trust Fund leadership and preferred several proposals to address these concerns. 1. We are looking at the speeding up of loan payment. We urge Student Loan Trust Fund to expedite the disbursement of loans to beneficiaries to ensure students receive the financial support they need in a timely manner. We are looking at the reducing of interest rates. We call for a reduction in the compounding interest on student loans to make them more manageable for students upon graduation. One key issue we've noticed is that the compounding interest on the Student Loan Trust Fund is so huge that immediately you take the loans, the compounding interest starts, making it very difficult for most of our students to pay these loans. One of the key issues we've also identified is the delay in the payment of funds to our students who are on the Student Loan Trust Fund. Most of our students nowadays can't apply for the Student Loan Trust Fund. Why? Because upon application, it becomes very difficult to get the necessary funds to keep them running. We want to plead with the Ministry of Finance again. We want to plead with the Ministry of Education. We want to plead with Get Fund to make available the necessary funds to the Student Loan Trust Fund to be able to fund most of our students who are on the Loan Trust Fund. We are also asking for a total review of the compounded interest on our loans. Our Ghanaian students are dying. Upon taking these loans, repaying these loans becomes very problematic because of the huge interest on these loans. The National Union of Ghana Students, therefore, is recommending for a subsidized or a review of the compounding interest on the Student Loan Trust Fund. We want to assure Ghanaian students or any student who is on the Student Loan Trust Fund who is having issues with the school's administration, which is preventing them from writing their exams, to forward an official letter to us and to be forwarded to the Ministry of Education, to be forwarded to the Student Loan Trust Fund to have a quick review and also have a substantive solution to making you write your exams. So we are asking the Student Loan Trust Fund to fast-track payment to most of our students who find themselves on these loan platforms. We are asking the Ministry of Education, we are asking the Ministry of Finance, and even Get Fund to fast-track payment or to even direct the necessary funds that are supposed to get to the fund to fund most of the happening here. Upon meeting with the Loan Trust Fund, we want to assure our teacher trainees that their allowances will be paid very soon. The Student Loan Trust Fund have your allowances and soon will be disbursing all your allowances. The National Union of Ghana Students will continuously stand in and fight and advocate for the right of all Ghanaian students. We filed a notice of most of our students who go on exchange programs in Benin, Togo, and Cote d'Ivoire. I mean, our students who are reading French of late have not been able to go on the exchange programs because of the unavailability of stipends that's supposed to keep them going, which are all coming from the scholarship secretariat. As part of the many itemized tasks we've made mention of, we want to state clearly and emphatic that the School Loan Trust Fund or the Scholarship Secretariat should also take into consideration the necessary stipends to keep our Ghanaian students who go out there to study French going. Some of them were stranded last year, and funds to keep them going and even fast track or facilitate their studies was even problematic. Today we sit as the National Union of Ghana Students and we say we are very worried, we are very perturbed by the current happening. But we are pretty much sure this listening government is going to take a quick step towards solving these particular challenges. Our students are suffering in Morocco. Our students are suffering in UK. Our students are suffering in India. Our students are suffering in Cuba. Most of our students on the Student Loan Trust Fund are also suffering. We need funds to facilitate education. Free Senior High School is churning out a lot of numbers who are in our tertiary institutions. The only way to keep them going, to get knowledge, to also develop our country is to give them proper funding to keep on going. The Student Loan Trust Fund is one key area that should be looked at. We are calling on government, we are calling on all agencies to come and rescue students in this country. We are calling on the Chief of Staff as she has taken practicable measures in solving this particular challenge within a short while. We are hopeful that a swift measures will be put in place to solve this particular campaign. Ghanaian students out there, especially in the diaspora, will be happy. We thank you, the media. We thank you, Ghanaian students, and we want to assure our stakeholders, we want to assure the over 12.5 million Ghanaian students that the National Union of Ghana Students, the 57th administration, is going to stand in and advocate for us even in this election year. Thank you very much, and God bless you. We say, Aluta continua, Victoria, Aseta.